You are probably sick and tired of not getting compliments on your fragrance, and I honestly do not blame you, but by the end of this video, I guarantee you will be better off than you were before. But if you miss any of these 5 steps that I'm gonna give you, well, that could lead to no compliments. So I highly recommend staying to the end because each tip gets better as we go. The first tip may sound obvious to most people, but that is spray directly before your meetup or spray directly before the occasion you want to get compliments in. This will ensure that you have the biggest sillage, the biggest projection out of your fragrance when you meet up at said occasion. Not only will this make the fragrance last longer because you're spraying it before the occasion, directly before, and I honestly recommend even carrying a travel spray with you or the fragrance in general in your car before you get to the situation. Spray it on then, and then that will make the fragrance last longer, give it a bigger sillage and projection, and it will make you stand out even more because it will be fresh on your body. If the fragrance has any progression in scent profile, if it takes it through multiple stages, some people will smell the initial first opening of the fragrance, they will detect it as that, and then it will become the dry down, and they will think that the fragrance changed. This may lead to compliments because they are wondering, hey, did that guy just change his fragrance or does he just smell different? That is probably the easiest way to get a compliment on your fragrance. Just make sure you spray it directly before whatever situation you're looking to get compliments in. The second tip, do not overspray a fragrance. And I mean this, like, do not be that guy that sprays 55 sprays of his cologne and walks into school. You will not get a single compliment. In fact, you will do the complete opposite. You will drive people away from you. No one wants to be choked out in a small setting. That's just not how life works, okay? So make sure that you taper your sprays to match whatever occasion you're in. Only overspray your fragrance in a situation that commands it. For example, a club, or anytime you want to get attention, anytime you're in an event where there's gonna be multiple people spraying fragrances and you want to stand out from the rest of the audience, the crowd, that is the only situation where I recommend overspraying. Any other situation, underspray. Trust me, that is a better way to go about getting compliments. If you're on a date, I recommend spraying less. Less is more when it comes to dates, and wear a fragrance that is an attractive, seductive scent profile that will lure her in instead of drawing her away because your fragrance is too strong. On a date, you want her to come in close, smell your fragrance, and be within your bubble. That's what you want. At a club, overspray. I'm telling you, at a club, definitely overspray because you're gonna cut over top of other people's fragrances, and you're gonna probably stand out if you're wearing something unique, which I really suggest that you do. Now, if you're in school, 3 sprays of even the weakest fragrance is more than enough, and definitely wear something fresh and clean, not sweet, not attention grabbing. You do not want to choke people out or make people uncomfortable being around you. Fresh, clean for school is best. Definitely consider your sprays and match the occasion you are in, and you will guarantee compliments in that situation. Tip number 3 is do not exactly match the situation you are in with the fragrance you are wearing. Now, what do I mean by that? If you are going on a coffee date with a woman, you would not want to spray a realistic smelling coffee fragrance like Coffee Addict, because this fragrance smells like the inside of a coffee shop. You get the roast bean of a coffee, and it smells like kind of a sweetness of delicacies in there. Although it smells great, if you were to wear this on a coffee date, they will not smell your fragrance because they will simply think it's the smell of the environment they are around. Because of that, I highly recommend wearing something that almost contradicts the environment you are in if you are looking to get compliments on your fragrance, because you want your fragrance to be detected. That's the whole point. That is the only way you will get compliments on your fragrance, is if someone is actually able to smell it. Another situation, let's say you're in a baking class. You go to a baking class on a date and you wear something from the same brand called Velvet Chocolate, which smells like a chocolate fudge cake. No one is gonna smell that fragrance because it matches the situation you are in too well. Or let's say you wear Mancera's French Riviera on the beach, which smells like sunscreen by the water. Although this fragrance smells good, it just matches the situation so much that someone's just gonna think, okay, that guy's wearing sunscreen by the beach. If you want compliments on your fragrance, I highly suggest wearing something that almost contradicts the environment that you're in, or at least complements it. For example, I would much rather wear on the beach 1 Million Parfum if I was going to a beach party, because it does have that sunscreeny feel, but also with that bubblegummy sweetness that makes it distinct itself from the environment that it's around. And in fact, I honestly think that if you wore French Riviera to the office or the school, you would put yourself in a much better position to get compliments on this fragrance because it doesn't directly match the situation that you're in. in. See, that's the problem, is that if you blend into the environment too much with your fragrance, you're guaranteed zero compliments because people won't even notice that you're wearing anything. The next tip I think is very, very important. Identify your target audience. Who are you trying to get compliments from? That will help you pick the best fragrance for this type of situation. What do I mean by that? Well, let me give you 3 examples. If I was going to a business meeting or somewhere surrounded by a bunch of powerful, rich men where I wanted to make a business deal, and by the way, in situations like that, compliments do matter. It's not always from women that compliments matter, but I would want to wear something strong, aggressive, masculine, incompetent, and charismatic. For example, Dior Sauvage Elixir, Club de Nuit Intense Men Limited Edition Parfum, which is a clone of Creed Aventus, or Acqua di Gio Profumo. All 3 of these fragrances would be placing me in a better situation to get compliments because they are powerfully rich fragrances that basically smell like a CEO or a boss type man who is making business deals on the daily, signing checks, employing people. It is also charismatic enough to attract potential clients. This is those scent profiles, and they will place yourself in a better situation with that crowd than a sweet Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrance for another situation. Now, another situation, let's say you're around women my age or younger, you would try to position yourself to have almost sweet, almost seductive-like fragrances. Date night fragrances if you want to draw in the attention of a woman. I'm assuming that you're trying to get compliments on your fragrance from women to draw them into your life, basically. So in that type of situation, I would try to draw in something almost gourmandy sweet, but playful, and sometimes with a little bit of a bad boy edge. Something that you can have show your character, your flirtatious ability, but also that you have a little bit of an edge that they want to discover and find out more about. A fragrance that is easily to recommend for that, Invictus Victory Elixir. This has a fruity kind of chocolatey sweetness mixed with a little bit of an incensey dry down, a little bit woody, very flirtatious and playful. This will present yourself as more of a playful guy with character and a little bit of an under edge that they want to more find out about. Something also like Nishane Ani, for example, would place yourself in a better position for compliments from women because it's very gourmandy, sweet, and playful, flirtatious, kind of like a chocolate cake on a date night. It seals the deal after the dinner, it's the dessert, and when they smell this, it's gonna draw them in close. It kind of is an attractive scent profile for women, especially my age or younger. Now, if I was surrounded by a bunch of old, rich, multi-billionaire men out there that are, you know, above the age of 70 or plus, I'm not gonna wanna wear a Jean-Paul Gaultier or Paco Rabanne Spanish style of perfumery. I would much gravitate towards French perfumery, which has a little bit of a rich upper class feel to it, something like a Chanel fragrance, Bleu de Chanel EDP, or Chanel Allure Homme Sport Extrême. But you could also wear something like Acqua di Parma Colonia or Acqua di Parma's Colonia Pura. You could wear even Dracar Noir. You could wear something a little bit more classical, Chanel Platinum Egoiste, for example. Something that smells old school, masculine, conservative, like you have your stuff together and you're not trying to get attention, but you just want to smell good. Those fragrances are perfect if you're trying to meet the multi-billionaire and secure that business deal. You're not going to want to draw them in. You're not going to want to seduce them. I mean, hey, if you want to, best of luck to you because they've been around the block. But what I'm trying to say is always try to match the situation you are in, but not too much, because if you do, you're going to blend in. But always try to match the crowd you will be around when you are applying a fragrance, because that will put yourself in a better position to get compliments on your fragrance. Now, if you're around older women, for example, and you're trying to get compliments from them, it's always better to go fresh and clean, especially if that's a single woman that you're trying to attract in your life. No matter what age you are, it's better to go fresh and clean around an older woman because they have a lot of life experience. Now, they know what an F-boy smells like, and they do not have any time for that in their life. That's why they will prefer someone that is fresh, clean, even just out of the shower and has a body wash applied. That might even be more than enough for that type of woman. So definitely taper your sprays down if you're trying to attract older women, because they've been around the block and they know they're not there to waste time. They do not want that in their life. They don't have time for that in life, especially if they're a single mother. So definitely try to find a fragrance that matches the type of person you will be around, but do not match the situation so much that your fragrance will not be detected. That will place you in the best possible scenario to get compliments on your fragrance. Now, this last and final tip I'm gonna give you here today may just be the most important tip you've probably ever heard in terms of getting compliments on your fragrance, and that is only wear what gives you as an individual the most confidence possible. If you wear something that another influencer or fragrance YouTuber recommended to you as a panty dropper, or something that gives them confidence, that does not directly apply to you. If something gives them compliments, that will not apply to you either. Wear what gives you confidence, and that will guarantee compliments because it will put you in a position where you are more socially approachable, which is the #1 rule when it comes to compliments on your fragrance. Be socially approachable. And how do you do that? Confidence is key. If you're walking around with your head like this and you're looking at the floor and you do not look approachable, nobody, no matter who it is, even if it's your best friend, will not want to approach you and tell you you smell good. You have to have confidence behind what you're wearing. Your fragrance will not do the compliment pulling for you. You have to be behind the fragrance with confidence and approachability for it to give you compliments. For example, whenever I wear Chanel Allure Homme Sport au Extrême, not only do I have confidence behind what I'm wearing, but it also gets me compliments pretty much almost every time I wear it. And that's a scary thing to say because it makes me almost want to chew through this bottle because it gives me compliments and it gives me confidence. The best case scenario you want to be in to give you compliments is, does the fragrance give you confidence or not? And if you just wear someone's top 5 complimented fragrances for life, someone else's, does not mean you are guaranteed compliments. So find out what type of scent profile gives you confidence. Now, if I was able to help you out today, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe because I give honest fragrance content here. I just want to help people out. That's all I'm here for. No gatekeeping involved. And also let me know in the comments below what your favorite fragrance is that gives you compliments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next educational fragrance video.